So I've had this crazy idea about the film. The general consensus seems to be that the film is flawed, but what if therein lies the genius? The theme of imperfection runs throughout the film. My favourite part is when Lois trips over on her way to fetch the spear that she mistakenly threw away only moments before. In a similar way to how Heath Ledger's Joker conducts his social experiment, Lex targets the apparent perfection of Superman. Unlike the Joker, who only had ordinary human beings to play with, Lex has at his disposal a god. Or a demon, depending on his state of mind at the time. But why bother? I hope I can shed some light on that by drawing on a bit of my own experience. I must say, Lex was the character that I could most relate to in the film. But then I've been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and am apparently prone to psychotic thinking, that 3-syllable word. I get like Lex sometimes. Luckily, I don't have his resources at my disposal or history of child abuse for fuel. At those times, I go beyond caring. I have all the knowledge about the state of the world and yet have no power in the face of it. I see that man has made a world where standing together is impossible, so all I can really do is laugh at the joke that is humanity. Now that's a good feeling, going beyond caring, I mean. It's freeing, but funnily enough it can also be destructive. It can lead to the creation of devils, like Doomsday. It's not a natural state of being by any means, but then it does come from trying to grapple with an unnatural world. In my case, I mostly end up mucking around on Facebook for all the good that'll do. Lex, unlike myself, is able to go for the big guns. That's not a bad pun. You could say he loses touch with reality. That's how many people would probably put it. I prefer to call it a sane response to an insane world, but that's just me. But, as we learned, the world only makes sense if you force it. And such an unnatural world needs quite a bit of forcing. So he tries to force Superman to kill Batman, in order to show that power cannot be innocent, and thus validate his worldview that life is a cosmic joke. Maybe in the end he realises his folly. His psychosis has meant the death of God, and now the devil is coming. Ding, 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 ding. I often come around from the episodes and have to deal with the comparatively minor mess I've made too. But Superman doesn't kill Batman. His halo remains intact, and good triumphs over evil in the end. Lex's plan fails, just as neither ferry blew up the other in The Dark Knight. Isn't that just what people want to believe happens? We want to believe that life has some higher meaning, that good triumphs over evil, and that it's not all just some cosmic joke. But what if the film chooses to be a parody of this? What if we, the viewers, are the punchline at the end of it? Us, sitting there in the cinema and feeling a sudden rush of excitement because the dirt begins to float off the coffin. Or was that just me?